Welcome back, guys, to your fifth session of Pilates. So, as I explained before, we're going to put each session back to back, and you can do all of the exercises one after the other, and hopefully you enjoy it. So, all starting by standing yourselves up. Standing nice and tall. I hope you all remember how to stand nice and tall and nice properly, making sure your feet are underneath your hips, your back is nice and straight, and your head is leading up towards that ceiling. We're going to go into an exercise called your roll down. So take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to nod your chin towards your chest and slowly roll yourself down towards the floor. Let your arms hang and try to keep your legs as straight as possible. Hold it at the bottom and then slowly bring yourself back up to standing. So I'll show you from the side. Legs stay nice and straight, and then we take that head over. Try to move that back bit by bit as we go down, reaching those fingers towards the floor. Might feel a stretch down the back of the legs, and then you slowly bring yourselves back up to standing. We'll do two more of these so you can get that back nice and warmed up. Get a bit of a stretch through your legs as well. Make sure you keep your weight over your toes, but don't fall over. And bring it up. Last time, down you go, reaching those hands towards the floor. Hold it at the bottom, legs are nice and straight. And then slowly bring yourselves back up. Perfect. Right. From here, I need you to take your feet a bit wider than they are. Going to start working on your shoulders. So all together, we'll float one arm up towards the ceiling. Hold it nice and long. Keep your hips where they are, and you're going to stretch your fingers across to the opposite wall. Really try and get a stretch through your side. Hold it here, and then slowly bring yourself back to that start position, then float that arm down. Ready to go on the other side, reaching up with the hand first, and then reaching over. Really grow, stretch through that side. Think about your fingers reaching towards that opposite wall, and bring it back. One more to each side. Really want you to get a stretch through your side if you can. Reach in, make sure your legs don't sway from side to side. They keep where they are. And down. Last time, arm reaches up. You take it over. Hold here for a stretch. And then slowly bring yourselves back and float your arm down. On to your next exercise, which is called your waist twist. So we want the upper part of your body to rotate round to each side, but we want the legs to stay nice and still. So we take our hands up to our chest, and they are stuck there now. From here, starting by turning your head to one side, and then you turn the rest of your upper body round. So your hips stay where they are, and it's just your upper body turning. You then slowly bring yourself back to that start position. Ready to go to the other side. Head turns first, then the upper body goes round. Those hands stay stuck to that chest. Hold it, stretch here, and bring yourselves back. Nice deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, going round, really rotating as much as you can. Make sure those hips don't follow, the legs don't move. And bring yourselves back. Last time round we go, head goes first on the out breath, and then that rest of the upper body follows. And then slowly bring it back, and then you can float those arms back down. Perfect. Going back to working those shoulders and those arms. Floating one arm up towards that ceiling. And then we take it down. Onto the other side. In breath, up with the arm. Big in breath. And then the out breath brings it down. Keep alternating, reaching all the way up towards that ceiling, and then taking it down. Making sure as that arm comes up, the back is staying nice and straight. Don't lean to one side. And up. On this next one, both arms going up at the same time, reaching high towards that ceiling and taking them down. Same, in breath, reach up and out breath down. 2 more, nice and high with those fingers and down. Last time, reaching up and then slowly taking those arms down. One more exercise to finish off with today, and I'll show you it from side on. So your feet are going to be a bit closer than usual. Just have a little bit of a gap between them. Again, showing you from the side. All we are going to do is sit our bottoms down towards that floor. I want you to keep your heels on the floor. So bend the knees, bend the ankles, your bottom comes towards that floor. There'll be a point where you can't go any more without lifting those heels off or bringing your weight forwards. I want that back to stay nice and straight. You then bring yourself back up standing, and then we float up onto our toes. We hold it up here for a second, and then we slowly bring ourselves back down. So a bit of balance, which is always good. And again, bend the knees, bend the ankles. Might feel a bit of a stretch through your legs, and then restack, up you come. Make sure you don't wobble, don't fall over as you float nice and high onto those toes. You hold it up here, slowly bring it down. We've got 2 more. Bending down, keep that back nice and straight, and up. Floating up, no wobbling, nice and strong at the top. Hold it here. And bring yourself down. Last time, bending and bringing yourselves up. And we're floating up, holding it up here nice and high. Slowly bringing yourselves down, bringing yourselves to forwards. And you're slowly bringing yourselves down to that floor. I'll show you the position we'll start in. So head is firmly on that floor. Back of your ribs on the floor, bottom is nice and heavy, and your feet are hip width apart. So you've got a little gap between your knees, and your knees are bent. Arms are nice and long down by your sides. So you need to make sure you have a good base connection with those arms and that floor and through your feet. Going to go and start with an exercise called your spine curls. So from here, you want to slowly pick your hips up and push them up towards the ceiling. So once we reach the top, we're aiming for our spine to be nice and long and in line with our legs. Hold it up here and then slowly bring yourselves back down. So make sure as you peel yourself up away from the floor, push down with your hands and your arms, you push down into your feet so they don't start to slip away from you. Hold it again at the top and slowly bring yourselves back down. 2 more like this. As you go up again, make sure you're thinking about pushing your knees over your toes. So you really want to lengthen your spine as much as you can. And slowly bring yourself back down. 1 more, pushing through those feet, push into the arms to bring you up, nice and high, hold it here, and then slowly bring yourselves back down to that floor. Once you're down, stay down. We're going into your next exercise. This one's called your hip rolls. So from here, I need you to bring your feet together and your knees together. They are staying stuck there now, they're not coming apart. Arms are out in a low V. This again gives you a nice base. We're going to start to rotate the spine, so we're going to get a nice stretch. From here, slowly dropping your knees out to the right. So I want you to think about keeping your shoulders nice and heavy and your knees dropping down towards the right hand side. You will rotate through your spine. And you just hover your knees off the floor slightly. You don't want them to touch the floor. Hold it here and then slowly bring your legs back to that start position. Keep squeezing your knees in together. Once you're back, hold it there. Going on to the other side. Knees drop out. Shoulders stay nice and heavy. Push those knees away from you. Again, hover them just off the floor. Hold it here. And then squeeze those legs together. Bring them back to that start position. Nice and slowly. One more each side. Really see if you can challenge yourself. Send those knees away a bit more. Hover them just off the floor. Make sure that shoulder stays nice and heavy. And squeeze to come back. Good. Last one. Heavy through the shoulder. Send the knees over to the side. Push them away from you. Stretch through that side. Hover the knees just off the floor. And then squeeze those knees, bringing them back to that start position. And then once your feet are firmly back down, keep them there. Now, going into another exercise called leg slides now. So, bringing your legs back to hip width apart. So your knees are in line with your hips. Little gap between your knees. And your arms are nice and long down by your sides. All we're going to do is move one leg at a time. So from here, keep that back nice and straight. You're going to send your left leg down and away from you. So I want it nice and straight, and I want it hover just off that floor, and then you bend it back in, but comes back firmly to the floor. Ready to go to the other side. Send the leg away, nice and straight, hover it off the floor, and then bring it back to that start position. So just a little movement, but really try and keep that back as straight as you can, especially as the leg goes away and it comes back in. One more to the other side, send it away, nice and straight, really lengthen that foot away from you and bring it back. Going with that same exercise, but we're going to add in a little bit to the leg movement. So from here, left leg goes away again. Hover it just off the floor, hold it there. I want you to bring your toes in towards you, yeah? They're really flexed in towards you. Hold it here. Your bottom stays nice and heavy, and you slowly lift that leg up towards the ceiling. What I don't want you to do is tilt here at all, or flatten your back against the mat. So really push that leg up as high as it will go, nice and straight, and then take it back down. Hover it off the floor, ready to go again. Up it goes, nice and straight. Keep your bottoms nice and heavy, and down. Two more. If you keep that leg as straight as possible, you'll feel a stretch down the back of the leg, and it goes back down. One more, up it goes. Don't lift the bottoms off, and take it down, and it can bend back into that start position. We've got the other leg to go on now, so sending the other leg away, hover it off the floor. Those toes are in towards us, so that leg is nice and straight. As we lift it up, we keep the bottom nice and heavy, and we take it down nice and slow. Ready to go again, up it goes, and down. Each time, try and get it higher and higher towards that ceiling if you can. And this is your last one. Up it comes, bottom stays nice and heavy to that floor. Take it down and bend that knee in, back to that start position. Good. At this point, stretch your legs away from you just to release those muscles, and then bend them back in to that start position. Still have a gap between those knees, and your knees are bent, your feet are firmly on that floor. Into your last exercise of this session, it's called your single knee folds. So we're just going to be working your hip. Hip will be moving, your leg will stay in its same position. So from here, you are going to bring that knee in towards you, bend the knee in, and then slowly pop it back down. So we're hinging at the hip to draw the knee in towards you and down. Sticking with one leg at a time to begin with. Hinge it in and take it back down. Last one, make sure it doesn't come in too close towards you. And down. Onto the other side. Hinge in. Keep the leg in the same shape. So thinking about drawing the knee in towards you and taking it away. Last two, that back stays nice and straight on that floor. Last one, just moving at that hip to bring it in and pop that foot down. So from here, you're going to place your hands behind your head, clasp them behind your head, and make sure your elbows are in your side view. So I don't want them all the way down on the floor, and I don't want them hugging in towards your face. They're just out to the side, and they will stay there. So from here, you're going to slowly nod your chin towards your chest and bring yourself up away from that floor. It's only a small lift. Hold it there, and then slowly bring yourselves back down. So what you will try to do is, as you come up, you'll want that bottom to slightly come off that floor. Keep it nice and heavy, and take yourself down. Don't want you to come up any higher than that rib cage. Keep that bottom nice and heavy as we come up towards those knees, and slowly take yourself back down. Make sure you keep your head nice and heavy in those hands. Don't want you to pull your neck. I want this work to be coming from your tummies as you come up and down. We've got two more like this, nice and slow. Nod that chin. Slowly bring yourselves up towards those knees. Can we get up a bit higher? Keep that bottom nice and heavy. And slowly take it down. Last one, keep those elbows out to the side as we curl ourselves up. Hold it here and bring ourselves down. So, gonna add in a tiny bit more to make it a bit more challenging for you now. So your hands are staying where they are. You are going to nod your chin towards that chest and slowly bring yourselves up into that curl up. Once you are here, exercise that we learned in session 2, your single knee fold, you're going to draw that knee in towards you, hover it in, slowly pop the foot back down, and the head comes back down. So on this next one, we'll try and do both at the same time. Head comes away from the floor, and the foot comes in. Hold it, and slowly bring ourselves down. So still try and keep that bottom as heavy as you can. Use that tummy to lift you away from that floor. And foot down, head down. Last one, up we come. All the way up, knee comes in. Think about your nose reaching towards your knee, and slowly bring yourselves back down. Good. So next exercise, we're still going to be working our tummies. We're still going to be curling ourselves up. We're just going to be adding in a bit of direction with our hands. So these exercises are to work the muscles on your side. So keeping those hands behind your head. From here, nod the chin in, bring yourself up away from that floor. Hold yourself here now, nice and high. Don't want you to drop back down. I want you to take one hand and reach it up and round to the opposite knee. I want your little finger to touch the outside of that opposite knee, and then slowly bring yourself back to that start position. Head doesn't come down to the floor. Other arm up and round to that opposite knee. Little finger touches the outside of the knee. Hold it here and bring that hand back. Don't collapse back yet. We're going one more each side. Round you go, reaching up. Hold it here nice and high and bring yourselves back. On this last one, can we get up a bit higher? So we hold it here and then peel yourselves up a bit more. Bring that hand back, take that head down, and then you can stretch your arms and your legs away from you. Give those tummies a stretch. You did very well with those. From here, bring your arms back down to your sides, and I need you to slowly bring yourselves into your fronts. So again, make sure you have something that is soft underneath so you can lay down. Once you lay down, I need your arms either side of you like this, hands in line with your head. So slowly bringing yourself down, hands either side, and your head will be on that floor. Back will be nice and straight, and I still need you to have a little bit of a gap between your legs. From here, We are going to roll that nose across that mat and slowly put our heads up away from that floor. I want you to think about looking forwards if you can, really stretch through that back, and then slowly take yourself back down. So I really want you to think about keeping your tummies on that floor. We're just working those backs and picking ourselves up away from the floor and taking it back down. So make sure your hands are firmly on that floor so you can use them to push yourselves up as well. Your elbows stay down, they do not lift off just yet. And down. Last one after this. Slowly roll your nose and pick yourselves up away from that floor, nice and high here. Keep those elbows down and then slowly bring yourselves back down. Good. So you have two options. You can either stick to that one if you're comfortable, or we can add a little bit in to really try and strengthen our arms up. So starting position is exactly the same. Your hands are on either side of your face. From here, we'll go into that last exercise we just learned. So bringing our heads up away from the floor. We hold it here. Now we can start to lift our elbows off the floor and straighten our arms away from us. So we pick our whole top body up off the floor, reaching with that eye line forwards. And then I want you to slowly bring those elbows back down and take that head back down. Ready to go again. Head comes up first. Keep those hands, keep those elbows down for now. And then once we reach that first exercise, we then go into the full one. Push through those arms, straighten them. Pick yourself up away from that floor, hold yourself there. And then slowly bring those elbows back down to the floor first. Then the head comes down. Two more like this, guys. Really think about keeping those arms nice and strong, especially as we start to straighten them so they can push us away from that floor. Hold us here, and then slowly control, bring ourselves back down. One more like this, then you can have a rest. Up we come, hold it here, and then push through those arms. Make sure they don't slip away from you. Picking yourselves up, hold it here, and then slowly bring those elbows back down. Head comes back down, and rest there. Bringing your weight back towards the heels of your feet, and send your arms away from you so you can just stretch your back out here. Really think about walking those fingers away from you, and then slowly bring yourselves up to sitting. Blanket. Need you to slowly bring yourselves onto one side. Doesn't matter what side you start with. So I need you to prop your head up using your hands. So make sure your elbow is on that floor. And I want your back to be nice and long, and I want your knees to be slightly bent. So keeping your heels together, your feet together, heels together, I just want you to work through the hip, rotating so that top leg opens. So we're thinking about sending that knee up towards the ceiling. We then slowly close it back down. What you want to do is, as that leg opens, you'll want to roll yourselves back. I don't want you to do that. Keep your weight nice and even. As the leg opens, it's only the leg that is moving and closing. So really think about working the knee up towards that ceiling and take it back down. Two more like this. Open as much as you can. Keep those heels pressed together. Last one. And then take that leg down. From here, keep the bottom leg where it is and just straighten your top leg away from you. So I want that leg to be in line with you, nice and long. Drop it down so it's at hip height. Again, flex those toes in towards you so you're really stretching through that leg. From here, keep that waist nice and long, and you're going to lift the leg up and then slowly take it back down so it's in line with your hip. You don't rest it on the floor. Pushing back up and down. Can you see as I lift that leg up, My waist doesn't change. And down. 2 more like this. Keep that leg in line with you. Doesn't drop towards the floor. Last one. And down. Hold it here. Making sure you've got enough room in front of you. You're going to kick that leg in front. Again, keep your upper body nice and steady and take it back. That leg stays at that same height as it comes in front of you. And then slowly behind. 2 more. Kick it in front. Take it behind. Last one. And slowly bring it back in line with you. Hold it here. No resting, not just yet. Point the toes away from you now. Leg is nice and long. From here, we're going to start to draw a circle with that foot. So it comes in front, up, behind, and down. So the size of a dinner plate, I want you to aim for. Keep that upper body nice and stable. It shouldn't be wobbling. Keep that leg nice and long. Point the toes away from you. And reverse. Take the circles in the opposite direction. Same height, same size. Make sure you're pointing through the toes. Send the leg away from you. Keep that waist nice and long. 2 more circles, up and over. Last one. And then steady that leg. Bend it back in. Well done. We've got to do it on the other side. So slowly bringing yourselves onto that other side. Get yourself in that good position. Prop your head up using your hand. Bend those knees in. Keep those feet together. And you can use that top arm just to keep you nice and stable in front of you. From here, we're opening that top knee towards that ceiling and taking it back down. Again, remember, like the other side, you're rotating at that hip. We're not rolling back. And down. Keep pushing between those heels. And down. Well done. 2 more. Open. And close it down. Last one. Really think about taking that knee towards that ceiling. And then taking it back down. Bottom leg stays where it is. Top leg straightens away in line with you. Making sure it's nice and long. Toes are in towards you. From here, remember that waist stays nice and long as you lift the leg up. And take it down. So it's just that leg that's moving. Upper body stays nice and stable. And that leg doesn't come any closer to that floor. Last time, push it up. And back down. From here, we're kicking the leg in front of us. As far as it will come, and back. Make sure you try and keep upper body nice and steady as that leg comes in front. And it doesn't drop any closer to that floor. 2 more. And slowly taking it back. This is your last one. Keep that leg nice and long. Slowly take it back. And once it's back in line with you, it stays there. And then you point the toes. Really stretch that leg away from you. And we start to circle it. Down, behind, up, and front. Size of a dinner plate, those circles are. And keep pushing the leg away from you. I want you to make those circles nice and slow. And over. 2 more. And your last one. And then you can go the other way. Circle it the other way. Still keeping it the size of a dinner plate. Keep that waist nice and long. Keep pointing those toes away and keep that leg lifted away from the floor. 2 more. Up, that leg goes behind, down and front. Last one. And bring it back to that start position. Bend the knee in and relax. Well done, guys. Slowly bring yourself onto your back for me. Stretch those legs away and stretch those arms away. Really relaxing through those leg muscles and those tummy muscles. And then bringing those knees back in. rolling yourselves onto your side and sitting yourselves up. Right, guys, just to finish off this session, stand yourselves up, bringing yourselves to your mat and standing with your feet underneath your hips and your arms nice and long. We'll just finish this session with your roll downs like we started the session. So standing nice and tall, taking a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, nod your chin in and slowly roll yourself down towards that floor. Let your arms hang forwards and keep those legs nice and straight. Take a nice deep breath in at the bottom and breathe out, slowly bringing yourselves back up nice and tall. Showing you your last one to the side. Nod the chin in, take yourself down, let those arms hang. Keep your weight over your toes, stretch through those legs. Slowly bring yourself back up. And you have finished your final session of Pilates. I hope you've enjoyed it and hopefully I'll see you again soon. See you later.